Fable Paint asks, I'm loving your LP of Silicon Valley. Oh, thank you very much. It's a 90s jewel and I love playing it very much. What animation software do you want to learn? You haven't yet. And have you played around with CSP's Atom Tools much? Animation tools. Okay. Honestly, I'm just getting used to, well, I'm not getting used to Toon Boom, I've used it a lot at this point, but I'm quite happy with it. I haven't sought out any other kind of animation software at the moment. You know what I'd love to be able to do? I'd love some kind of software that allowed me to make like some kind of Howl's Moving Castle, like, you know, all those pieces and just move together really gorgeously. I'd love to be able to do that. But I am just one woman, so that would probably be a dangerous thing if I tried to do that myself. Probably overthinking this.
Nice part.
Yeah, I'm not terrifically smart when it comes to animation. What does that mean, Imogen? It means I just fly by the seat of my pants, basically. I downloaded Toon Boom because I heard over and over again that it was far better than Flash, and in my experience, it bloody well is. There are some things that I could do in Flash that I can't do in Toon Boom, but the swap is definitely worth it. And I have not tried out any of Clip Studio Paint's animation. I should probably investigate that. My problem is that I'm just so lazy, and I get used to one thing, and I'm like, right, I'll just use this one thing and never investigate anything else any further. So the fact that I got Toon Boom at all over Flash is a fucking minor miracle, quite frankly. Is there no wind? There's no wind! There's no ghost! But it is raining, so I'm gonna need to hit this real hard. Let's go. Oh, I love this music. I wish I could be here in this world. Look how nice it is. Oh, there's trees everywhere. You can't see the skyline very well, but I just, oh god, I want to be here. I should play Paper Mario. That's what I should play. But Paper Mario would be a hell of a commitment. Oh, here's a good one. Fable Paint also asks, also, since you're getting into the furry shenanigans, what fursona have you considered making for yourself? Or just usual OCs you've made before, and why did you make them? That's a good question. So, yeah, let's talk about furry stuff. I used to draw, they weren't really called furries as far as I could tell. I used to draw furries, I used to draw anthros, that's what they were called really, when I was about 13, 14, 15, and I loved it. I loved drawing them, and it wasn't meant to be some kind of exploration of my sexuality or anything like that. Like a lot of people think that furry exclusively is.
Nice.
There's definitely a lot of it in the furry community, but that's not what it really was for me. I just liked animals, man. So I would draw them a lot. Let's see if I can get this. Go! Ah! Would have been too sweet for me. I need to sour this victory, if it in fact gets to be a victory at all.
Nice.
I would draw. I had these characters. I did have characters. I did have characters when I was young. Okay, so basically, I came up with Avatar: The Last Airbender before it even existed. Brah! Because everybody loved drawing elemental characters, you know, characters that could weave fire and air and earth and water and all of that. So I created some characters like that, only they were anthros. And the main character of this thing that I devised was the airbender, and she was a lop-eared white rabbit, and her name was Gooshi. Weird name, I know. I don't know why I decided Gooshi, but it just sounded cute to me. And she had a best friend who was a hamster, a big, fat, curvy, sexy hamster. And that hamster had green hair? What the fuck was I thinking? If I have any drawings of these, I will be posting them up right now, and if not, I am sorry to you and to myself, because, man, I drew them a lot. And Gushi had a sister, and her sister was like a pole dancer and a bitch, like a slutty pole dancing bitch, because when I was 14, 15, that's what I thought of girls. Little did I know that drawing that kind of stuff just meant that I wanted to explore that kind of stuff, and I was just kind of trying to deny it. And her name was just Dancer, if I remember correctly. So harsh. She was a pole dancer and her name was Dancer. I was that rude. I'm really sorry to pole dancers everywhere. There is so much more to you than just that. Wow. Wow. This golf ball is listening to my story of shame and is rolling towards me in anger. I'm sorry. I'm not proud of myself. I need to give this a good smack. Okay, maybe I don't need to hit it quite that hard. But I do need to hit it hard because it's raining and the wind is a-blowing. So, ugh. This is rough, buddy. Okay, that's pretty good. And Dancer had a boyfriend whose name I can't remember, and I wasn't very good at drawing him because I hated drawing boys, but I wanted Gushi to have a love interest who was Dancer's boyfriend. Jesus Christ, what was the matter with me? I was like, oh god, this is all coming back to me right now. That's not going to be enough because it's raining. Ugh, how embarrassing. Yeah, like, the protagonist of my thing, her fucking love interest was somebody else's boyfriend. Oh god, that's way too much. Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you. Jesus, it's more than I deserve, quite frankly, because I just came up with this awful thing. But yeah, in this story, there was gonna be, like, time travel and shit. Oh god, there were gonna be, like, snakes, like snake people as well. God, I drew so much stuff, and there was gonna be a fire elemental who was like in an abusive relationship with a dragon. God, this is all coming back to me. Holy shit. Oh god, it was fucked up because I was a teenager, and teenagers generally don't have great ideas when it comes to this kind of thing. And when I say generally, I mean that. There are some teenagers who are really, really brilliant. I was not one of them. So anyway, so I drew that stuff a lot, like a lot when I was around about that age. And then I was getting on for about 16, 17, this is like 2005 or roundabout. Fucking as if, come on. I can't even get the simplest things. Come on, give it to me good. No. Just fly right by it. Nearly off the green altogether. Green edge, yep. We've gone back to this music. How embarrassing. Nudge it. Oh god, far too much. Oh god, it's so embarrassing. It just goes back and forth like anything. So it was getting on to like the mid-noughties. And the general opinion online, quote unquote, was that furries sucked and were an embarrassment. And also, can you imagine this? Widely gay. Like, I think that was a lot about it. Like, in furry communities, being gay was it seemed to be a more readily accepted flag. Because as a furry, you were already, quote unquote, letting your freak flag fly. So to be gay wasn't that much of a shock, like it was just a more accepted thing, just about being yourself. So like MidNaughties' edgelord internet opinion of furries was just that they were an embarrassment and that they can quote unquote yiff in hell and all of that stuff. And as I said before, it wasn't necessarily a sexual thing for me, but this association of it being an embarrassing thing, ooh, nicely done, it just made me want to not draw that stuff anymore because I felt like I was an embarrassment. And I never got teased for this stuff. Like, I never got teased for drawing furry stuff by my friends any more than I than they teased me for drawing anything else. And I did draw some weird stuff. But yeah, I just quietly stopped drawing furry stuff. And I didn't draw any furry things whatsoever until last year when I started up my Patreon. I think I drew a few furry things when I was way into Undertale, because how could I not? But yeah, I didn't like get way back into it like I am now until I made my Patreon. Woo, this is gonna be way too much. So yeah, I started doing my Not Safe for Work Patreon, and oh god, this is the end. 23rd place. You've opened all the courses. Oh, like, I think that's something that had already happened. I've achieved nothing, is what I'm learning from this. Never mind. In fact, let's just do the same course, honestly. Let's just perfect my golfing technique. So I started doing monthly themes for my Patreon because I thought that would be fun, and it certainly was. And the very first monthly theme was furries, because I thought I must have furry fans. And I didn't consider myself a furry at all because I hadn't drawn this shit for like a decade. Over a decade, in fact. I thought to myself, I must have furry fans, and people who have shared my work, especially considering I made an Undertale cartoon. I should just give back. I should give back to the community for however much they've supported me. Ooh, that is a bad idea, Imogen. Whatever. Let's go nuts. Let's go absolutely daffy. Oh. Never mind.
Nice approach.
Thank you.
Nice part.
Right, okay, we're off to a good start. I can't remember if this was how we started last time, but never mind. So I started drawing like proper sexual furry stuff for the first time ever. And it was not the painful experience I thought it was going to be. And I just found it really fun, and I think I'm pretty good at it, so why the hell would I stop? Oh my god, no. You'll never get a hole-in-one if you talk about furry porn at the same time. You're way too distracted.
Nice birdie.
Yay! You made the proper Yoshi noise. I'm on the leaderboard! Could I possibly stay on the leaderboard? Probably not. So, as for OCs and characters now, and personas, if I was going to design a persona for myself, it would not have fur because it would be a dragon. I love dragons a lot. I love dragons a lot. I was born in 1988, which was the year of the dragon. And when I found that out when I was little, I was delighted because I already loved dragons anyway. Like, my mum would make me dragon toys and buy me dragon toys and dragon books and all stuff. I just love dragons. So it would be a dragon. I don't know if that's a surprise, but I just love them so much. I love watching Game of Thrones. So there's cool dragons and a cool dragon girl who rides the dragons, and she gets her tits out, and I'm like, wow, that's the kind of girl I want to be. Yeah, I remember when I was like 15, I had a dragon persona back then as well. It was a blue dragon because my favourite colour was blue, and it had like Mewtwo-like horns. Oh god, that was awful. And on the ends of the horns were like golden curly hair, like the hair I have. Just get in there. Please,
nice
thank you.
part.
It was not a great look, but I really loved Mewtwo as well. So I was like, yeah, I wanna have that. And she had little wings and stuff. In fact, you know, I think if I drew a dragon persona now, she wouldn't look that different, because I don't look that different. And but I wouldn't make her blue. I think I'd make her like a kind of golden tan kind of colour. With like freckly flecks all over her. I just like the way I look in real life. I wouldn't really go out of my way to make my persona look that different from me. I'm just getting into this, honestly. I'm just enjoying playing Mario Golf 64 in the year 2018. Hitting the ball into the rough over and over again, slack-jawed and silent. You enjoying this? I am. Wind. The wind. That's what's fucking me up. Not anything else. Yes! What OCs though? I don't really have any OCs. However, that might change soon, actually, now that I think about it. I've had an opportunity to do a thing. I'm just gonna put it like that. I'm sorry to be vague. Nothing is set absolutely in stone yet, but I've had an opportunity, let's put it that way, to create an actual OC for myself. So we shall see. If it becomes a thing, I will certainly start screaming about it on every social media platform thing that I have. Don't you worry. Oh my god, this is important! When I did art for GCSE, I absolutely based all of my work on my furry characters. That isn't a joke. That is a thing I did. I should have aimed more to the right.